Ahoy there, crew! This is your captain speaking, and today I'll be taking you through the process of creating a persona. But first, what exactly is a persona? It's the way you choose to represent yourself, often in the form of a character. We tend to use it a lot to refer to our online avatars. The fun thing is they can be as realistic or as fantastical as you'd like them to be. I clearly prefer the more fantasy side of things, so I'll mostly be basing everything I say in this video off of that. But I will be trying my hand at making a more realistic persona in this video. I will talk about that specifically at the end though. The first thing you might need to make a persona is a few key concepts or themes you like. This will establish their vibe. I recommend sticking to 2 or 3 so that the design doesn't feel too cluttered. I'd say going with an obsession you've had for a long time is your best bet, so then you know you'll probably still like it in the long term. You typically don't want to stop liking them in a month or 2 after making them after all. For me, this long-standing obsession was pirates, but I'm also really into characters having Oni horns, so being an Oni is the second concept I ran with. This was the very first persona I designed. It doesn't look very piratey, now does it? That's because it isn't. I wasn't really able to get that piratey vibe I wanted, even though I tried pretty hard at the time, and that's okay. After this first try, I got an okay result. I didn't dislike it, so I used it, but not for long since it didn't have any of that relatability that a persona needs. It didn't feel like me at all. Now, how do you make sure that you'll be able to relate to your persona for a while? It's as simple as it is for other designs. Keep designing until you're truly satisfied. There's a good chance you may never really stick to one design forever though. Probably especially not if it's more fantastical like mine. Our tastes and aesthetics are always changing after all. But there are some ways to ensure that you relate to your persona for a longer time. I already mentioned using long-standing obsessions as your theme, but there is another way. You could add your own features into your persona's design, or even use your idealized features. Give them your hairstyle or eye color. Give them those piercings you've always thought looked cool. You can even give them those clothes you've always wanted to wear. Because what better way to relate to your persona if they look like you or what you'd like to look like? Keeping realism in mind for relatability can be good, but don't forget, you can use as much or as little of reality as you'd like. It's your persona after all. There are some things you might want to keep in mind though. The medium you plan to use your persona in can make a big difference as to how you can most efficiently portray them. For example, if you plan to use your persona in hand-drawn animations or animatics, you would greatly benefit from keeping the design on the simpler side. It makes the workload much smaller and makes the character so much easier to draw for each frame. It could get very overwhelming trying to draw a lot of tiny details over and over again, and it can honestly be a lot to keep track of. There is a workaround for this though. If you'd really like a more complex design, you could make a simplified version too. This way, it'll be easier to redraw a bunch of times without losing the design elements too much. Other mediums may tend to show off more details, like VTubers or even PNG tubers, for example. The model only gets made once, so detailed designs won't have the same issues as with animations and such. You can make it as detailed or as simple as you want without a problem. You just need to be ready to create it. I prefer keeping things on the simpler side, though. In any case, just be sure to keep in mind how you're going to use your persona. So now that I've got all that info out, why not show you what I've been cooking up in the background? My more realistic persona. Don't worry, this isn't a rebrand, just a what-if of sorts. This process felt very wrong, but pleasing in a way. It's odd to draw something that's supposed to look like an actual person in my style. I did get to take some artistic liberties with a lot of the features because of that though. I don't have the best resting face. People have asked me whether I'm angry way too many times. So I try to get that sort of flat to angry expression across in the eyes. After finishing the rendered part, her eyes ended up looking a lot flatter though, instead of more angry. Colors I use in the design are much brighter than in real life. I wanted to keep things looking vibrant, so I happily sacrificed realism. Speaking of realism, I just couldn't completely stay away from a more fantasy type design. I had to add in my droopy elf ears, at least it still looks cute. Now for the outfit, I went for something similar to what I actually wear in real life. I've really been loving horizontal stripes for the past few years, so that was a must for the shirt. I even gave myself a little turtleneck sleeve thing. I get cold really easily, so most days I like covering up. even if it's just draping a jacket over my shoulders like a cape. Other than that, I just gave myself a good old denim, similar to ones I own, actually. It's probably the type of pants I wear the most, and what's that peeking out under the denim? My pair of running shoes that I've had forever. It'll be a sad day when I need to retire them, so of course I needed to immortalize them in this design. I imagine I would use this design as a sort of dress-up doll if I ever did use it. I could use it to dress up in other fun outfits or change her clothes based on what I felt like that day. In the end, I'm not sure if I even succeeded in making a more realistic persona. If I ever do this again, I'd probably try to lean slightly more into the piratey direction still, like something in between this and my current design. Just popping in to let you know that I just launched my commissions on VGen. Right now I'm offering eye banners, illustrations, BNG tubers, and even some surprise me commissions for character designs and illustrations. For the first 3 weeks, everything is 15% off, so there's no better time to commission me. Go check it out through the link in the description if you're interested. No worries if not, even just seeing and liking my art already means a lot. It's time for the reveal though, so feast your eyes. I really like how she looks, but somehow it doesn't feel like me. I like my normal Captain Kelpie version way more. But that's all for today, crew. Be sure to like and subscribe so I can see you again for our next voyage. Bye bye!